Guys, it's your girl from Philly. Welcome to another episode of Handcrafted Wines, where we make great wine from home the fun and easy way. Before we get started, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any episodes. In today's episode, we're going to be making papaya wine. I still don't have a voice, but I'm going to make it through this video, guys. We're going to start with 3 pounds of diced papaya, 2.5 cups of sugar, our usual players, which is our pectic enzyme, our acid blend, the dynamic duo, which is our yeast nutrient and our yeast energizer, our powdered tannin, and today we'll be using Red Star Premier Cuvee as our yeast. Let's get started. So I pre-diced all of our papaya, and this was the half of a papaya that was left. So I started with 3 pretty large papayas, and 3 pounds came out to 2.5 of the papayas. So I'll start with our straining bag. Now, this was my very first time working with papaya, so I was a little unnerved by the seeds. The seeds are very weird looking. If you're accustomed to papaya, they kind of look like little alien pods to me. I know you're wondering what's going on with my voice. I haven't had a voice in the last 2 videos. I did a melon wine video earlier this week, and I didn't have a voice then either. Just a case of laryngitis, guys. Oh, I dropped a piece. This papaya is very, very ripe. It's not going to be a problem at all for the yeast to get to all the sugars inside. Now, even though this is my first time making papaya wine, I've had papaya wine before and I really like it. It's a mild but very tropical taste. This is actually going to be a really easy batch to make. There's not a lot of ingredients. We're about halfway through, guys. Okay, that was pretty easy. You can see how soft it is. It's like mushing up on a spoon. The other half I'll probably make a smoothie out of. Now, what I should have done, and I didn't do it, but that's okay. I should have dissolved our sugar in some warm water, but I'm going to add some hot water from our kettle. Just about halfway, because I don't want it to be too hot that I can't add the yeast. And now I'm adding our sugar. I'm going to stop at 2 cups of sugar just to see where we are and see if we need that final half cup. That's perfect. And now our usual players, which will be our pectic enzyme. It won't have a hard job with this batch. This fruit is so soft. Our acid blend, our dynamic duo, which is our yeast nutrient and our yeast energizer. And I'm going to dissolve our tannin in a little bit of hot water. I'll use the same spoon that we use for the fruit. I've been remembering to reserve enough hot water for our tannin lately, and it's made a huge difference. Now there's a little bit left at the bottom. Okay, that's all done. Just want to make sure my earring is not hitting against the microphone. Okay. And now we can stir our sugar. It would have been so much easier if I had just dissolved the sugar first, but it's okay. We will get the job done. I still feel a lot of grit at the bottom. And believe it or not, I use very hot water, but this vessel is not really hot right now. And maybe because the fruit was cold. I enjoy the appearance of a wine just as much as the taste. And I love the very pretty peachy orange that you get from papaya. A little bit more. And this is not a heavily sugary fruit, heavily sugared fruit. So I'm assuming we're probably going to need all 2.5 cups. It's a very mild tasting fruit. Okay, I've incorporated all the sugar. And now top it off with some room temperature water. I'm trying to think of what this color reminds me of. It's a specific shade that I'm thinking of. Maybe rose gold. Maybe it's a shade of rose gold. Ah, just splashed myself. So I'm going to take a quick specific gravity reading. But I strongly believe we'll need that last half cup of sugar to get to the specific gravity we're looking for. There we go. And as far as the scent, it's It's just a very, very light fruity scent. It smells very tropical, but just a very light scent. Okay, so I'm right. I think we're going to need more sugar in this. It's currently at 1.070, and I think that's a little too low. So let's try stirring in the rest of the sugar. I think in the next batch, I'm going to try to weigh out and see exactly what that 2.5 cups come out to be as far as pounds. Because I have no idea as how many pounds of sugar I'm adding. But the 2.5 cups seem to be the right formula for most batches. Funny, this is dissolving faster than the first application of sugar. I'm looking at these seeds and they really freaking me out. They really look like little alien pods. It's so strange. I'm pretty sure if papaya was a fruit that you were accustomed to all the time, you wouldn't think twice about the seeds. But to me, they look so weird. Okay, that's fully dissolved. And we're going to take another gravity reading. Let's stir that back in. This is kind of full. I'm hoping we don't have a blowout. But it's not a very fibrous fruit, and it's not very sweet. So I'm thinking it might have a pretty mild fermentation. One piece of papaya escaped the bag, so I'm going to get that back in there. Not that it would make much difference. And I mentioned in my last video that I had reviewed some of my older videos, and I realized that I was kind of off when it came to specific gravity reading. So just to make sure that I'm on target, I'm going to use my chart to make sure that I'm getting the correct numbers. This is actually exactly at the lower line of the red section. So let me see what that number is. It just tells me it's not going to be a high sugar wine, even though we have a high ABV potential yeast that we're using. A high alcohol wine. Okay, so we're exactly at 1.090, which is 12%, but I want to check my chart just to make sure I'm correct. And so it's telling me it should come out to be about 12% ABV, which I'm comfortable with. And now I'm going to add the yeast. And again, this is Red Star Premier Cuvee, which will, it has a higher alcohol tolerance. So I'll absolutely have to back sweeten this wine if it ferments to dry. I have that piece of papaya that I wanted to put back in the bag, but I don't want to get my fingers in my batch. Okay. Well, the yeast seems to like it. It's getting it's already diluting and getting kind of active already. What a pretty color. So now we're going to add our lid with our drilled hole and grommet. And next we'll be adding our airlock. And I'm going to fill it with to the maximum fill line with Star Sand solution. Made a lot of foam this time. Oh, the grommet pushed in, which we don't want to happen. So I'm going to take the time to adjust it, because what we don't want is the chance for anything to get inside of our wine. Okay, so the grommet's been repaired. That's better. All right. So that was a quick batch. This is our papaya wine. Of course, I'll be stirring it every day for the next 7 days. In about 15 days, I will rack it off of the leaves and the desiccated fruit. And we would have good wine in about 6 months, great wine in about 12 months. I'll be tasting the wine and probably be bottling it within 3 to 4 months. Depends on how quickly this clears. I don't know how much of a haze it's going to have. It's my first time working with this fruit. All right, and thank you for being patient with me with my laryngitis. Hopefully it goes away soon before it's time to make another video. But I want to thank you for joining me at Handcrafted Wines. I really appreciate you spending this time with me. Remember to like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell, tell all your friends, purchase your own equipment, make your own wine. If you're already making wine, leave me some comments and let me know how everything is going. Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye-bye.